If you're thinking about buying an apartment in Manhattan, there's two different types of apartments to choose from. There's co-ops, which make up about 65 to 75% of the market. And then there's condos, which make up the remaining 25 to 35% of the market. So what's the difference between a co-op and a condo? One big difference is price. The median price of a condo is roughly double that of a co-op. Another difference is age. Condo buildings are newer. They're about 40 years old as opposed to co-op buildings, which are 98 years old. But a co-op isn't half the price of a condo because it's older. In fact, age has nothing to do with the price, and in a minute, I'll tell you why a co-op might be a better buy than a condo. But first, let's talk about what the condos have to offer, especially the newest condos. Those condos that have been built in the last 10 years or so have redefined Manhattan living. These new condo buildings are self-contained, all-access, luxury resorts. They offer top-of-the-line amenities, amenities like bowling, cold plunges, dog spas. Some of them have cigar rooms, Pilates equipment, the reformers. Some of them have pools, some of them have outdoor pools, and some of them have resident-only dining, including some that also have a Michelin chef. All of them have top-of-the-line fitness equipment, and the apartments themselves are open layouts with the kitchens flowing into the living spaces. Floor-to-ceiling windows flooding the apartments with natural light. Here's a good example of a condo apartment being flooded with natural light. And before I forget, if you're a golfer, there's about a handful of buildings now that have golf simulators. Also, the views are absolutely stunning as well. Some of the most exceptional views of downtown Manhattan can be seen right here in Sutton Place, which we're overlooking the East River. Now look, these amenities are only in condos that were built in the last 10 years or so. So if you're looking at condos that were built 20, 30, 40 years ago, they're going to offer a different level of amenities. They're also going to offer a different price point. You're going to be able to get those for only about a 10 to 20% premium over a comparable co-op building, so not double the price. So when you're shopping with condos, keep that in mind. So after hearing about how great a condo can be, what could be so good about owning an apartment in a 98-year-old co-op building? Well, for one, they were built before the war, World War II. So they all have not all have fireplaces. The larger apartments have fireplaces. Some of the ceilings can be 11 feet high. The outer walls of these buildings can be 3 bricks thick. And the ceilings themselves can be 9 inches of steel-encased cement. You know, you never really hear Manhattanites talking about their noisy neighbors. These buildings are extremely well constructed. And because the city of New York mandates it, they're especially well maintained. There's laws, there's regulations, and therefore there's ongoing upkeep. And one example you can see all over Manhattan is what is called Local Law 11, and it requires all brick buildings 6 stories or higher to re-level their bricks every years. And you can see this being done. There's scaffolding on the sidewalks next to the brick buildings that allows the laborers to get up there and take out any bricks that are askew, take them out of the wall, and put in new bricks and make sure they're level. So that's why these buildings have been able to withstand the test of time. In fact, 65 to 75% of brick buildings in Manhattan today were built before 1925. One important thing I should mention is that when you buy a co-op apartment, you're not actually buying the apartment, you're buying shares that represent ownership in the apartment. But I'm not going to get into pricing and the structure and what it takes, the process to buy a co-op right now. I'll do that in the next video. For now, the important thing is to talk about these two products. It's not that one's better than the other. With the condo, you have the amenities. With the newer condos, you have a lifestyle infrastructure that didn't exist 100 years ago. And with the co-op buildings, you have old world charm, you have craftsmanship, and as soon as you walk out the front door of your apartment building into Manhattan, you have more amenities at your footstep than any other place, any other city in the world. If you'd like to talk through which option makes the most sense for you, or if you'd like to sell or rent your apartment, I can be reached at the contact information below.